Kelly Dampus here, President of Texas State University. You are in the zone.
On this edition of The Zone, first we'll head to the huddle to see the state of Bobcat football at midseason.
You know, we got to do a better job as coaches of putting them in situations to go win games like this.
You'll meet middle blocker Jade DeFree, who splits her playing time between the Bobcats and the French national volleyball team.
Our aspirations are going to be to play professional and possibly be in the Olympics one day.
Soccer also has a strong international flair, with no fewer than 12 players hailing from outside of the United States.
International players kind of bring a new culture to our team and diversity, of course.
In our Sports of All Sorts segment, it's time to get your glow on and go running. In the dark?
2, 1, go!
The Zone's Chris Oliver will count down his top 5 plays.
Are you kidding me?
Stick around for this and more. You're in the zone.
Loses his helmet. He doesn't care.
I'm Brooklyn Heinsohn.
I'm Ethan Torres. Welcome to this special international edition of The Zone.
The Zone focuses on Texas State University sports with some other stuff thrown in just for fun.
This is the last year that Texas State will be a member of the Sun Belt Conference. They're going west in the summer of 2026.
The Zone was at the homecoming game. Here's Jaden Lockett to fill us in on how Bobcat football is doing at the midpoint of the season. Jaden?
The website College Football News predicted before the season started that Texas State would win 75% of their games and have a 9-win, 3-loss record. But now, halfway through the 2025 season, the Cats find themselves at 500 with 3 wins against 3 losses. After starting the season 3-1, the Cats lost 2 straight. They led the Troy Trojans by 21 points in the first quarter of the homecoming game, but the Cats stumbled and gave up 24 points in the second half.
2 weeks in a row, just crazy games. It felt like we played every situation the right way. No turnovers again. Just in the second half, we couldn't get off the field. We just kept on. They just kept converting 4th downs, getting the 2-point conversions. We held them on the one, which was really good. Those guys made a lot of plays. Give those guys a lot of credit. But same thing. I don't know how many yards of offense we had, but same thing. Whatever points it was, no turnovers. You got to be able to win those games.
Even with the 2 tough losses, Coach Kenny does see some positive performances from his players.
We're playing pretty well on offense in the second half. We got to play better on defense and the special teams.
And even though the Bobcats are not where they would like to be at the halfway point of the season, Coach Kenny has not lost hope.
I've been in this situation as a player and won 10 games, so we got to get back to work. Obviously, Sun Belt's a really, really tough league and got a bunch of really good teams, left on the schedule. So we need everything we got and just got to go back to work and get back in here tomorrow and get healthy and review the film and that's really all you can do. You can't worry about too much.
While Kenny is certainly disappointed with these outcomes, he feels even worse for his players.
I hurt for them, this one stings for sure, especially after last week. It stings, and we got to do a better job as coaches of putting them in situations to go win games like this.
Kenny and the Cats hope to rebound at home against James Madison on October the 28th. With Bobcat football, I'm Jaden Lockett for The Zone.
Thanks, Jaden. There's still plenty of football left to play. Get out and support the Cats at the UFCU Stadium.
There are 2 international players on the Bobcat football team this year, but the team with the most international players must be the Texas State women's soccer team.
Coach Steve Holman has 12 international players on the roster this year. Here's the Zone's Rachel Perez to introduce us to a couple of them. Rachel?
Out of the 35 players on the team, 12 of them come from places outside of the United States. Head coach Steve Holman says there are multiple ways that international players bring something special to the team.
Well, international players kind of bring a new culture to our team and diversity, of course, and it's very rich culture. A lot of countries, like soccer is a priority or football, and here in the U.S. it's not always kind of the first and the highest, most priority.
And that culture is felt on and off the field, from different styles of play to unique taste of food and culture norms.
Cuisine, right? So they eat different foods, they like different foods, and so it's kind of unique to see when we go to different restaurants how they would prefer one item over another. Education, the way they're educated, the way they were grown up, the things they were allowed to do and not allowed to do. For example, Matsuri from Japan. customary. There's a lot of customs and traditions that they have there that we don't necessarily implement in the United States. So it's neat to learn stuff like when you get on an elevator in Japan, you don't talk, even if you're with your friend.
But bringing in talent from across the globe isn't always as smooth as it sounds.
But if there's one downside, it's when you have a very high-level international student. For example, Helen Alarmenu has been called into the full national team for Ghana, and Victoria Mays has been called into the full national team for El Salvador. So they have these international windows, and when those windows fall within our season, that's a downside because now we're missing key players for those moments. But my thought is, I'd rather have them for 15 games than 0 games. So if they end up missing a match, then it's part of it, but what an incredible honor for them to be able to represent their country at the highest level.
For some, playing in the U.S. is more than a college opportunity. It's a point of pride.
Well, it feels great, trying to represent El Salvador here in the U.S. and more in like teams as like D1 soccer. And I will say it does bring a pressure, and that's the part of like being like professional with a national team and being a student here in Texas State. And it's just a matter of like balance that life and try to get the best out of both of them.
With players from around the globe, including France, Ghana, Japan, Iceland, and El Salvador, the Bobcats are showing how diversity can be a real game changer.
I think they like learning the culture of different countries, learning about different players and how things operate and the different structure, and getting to know players because if you're not able to travel outside the U.S., I think one of the next best things is to be able to become friends with someone from another country.
From the goal box to the locker room, these international players are not only making passes, but building friendships.
I was very excited to come here because I always want to play soccer in America.
And while their journeys began oceans apart, they've come together at Texas State to score the same goal.
In addition to international players on the team, this year Coach Holman added Jonas Anton Hunt to his staff. Assistant Coach Hunt hails from Madrid, Spain.
Don't go away. After the break, you'll meet another international player on campus. It's also time to get out the glow sticks. And no, we're not going to a concert, but on a run.
And you definitely don't want to miss the Zone's Chris Oliver, who will be giving us his top 5 plays. The Zone will be right back.
People are always searching for what's next. The next big thing. The next in line. The next opportunity. Well, what if I told you this is where you find it? Because at Texas State University, we're always imagining it, making it, creating it, and when we need to, breaking it. Next is his startup. Next is her passion. Next is our creativity. Next is our mission, our vision. We transform what's next into what's real. It can come from anywhere. Next is here. It's also over here. And right here. Every day, it's questioning, debating, explaining, and reframing. Next is putting in the work. It's being the first to go to college, to lead the boardroom, to make a breakthrough, to change a life. Next transforms a monumental challenge into achievement. It keeps us moving forward and inspires us every single day to make the next one better. At Texas State University, we are driving what's next. And next is now.
Welcome back to this special international edition of The Zone. While soccer has 12 international players on the roster, volleyball only has 1.
Senior middle blocker Jade Defray is from Dunkirk, France. In addition to playing with the Bobcats, Defray also played with the French national team in the 2024 Olympics.
The Zone's Matthew DeLeon has more from Strahan Coliseum. Matthew?
Finishing the 2024 regular season with 22 wins and a 13-3 record in conference play, Bobcat Volleyball then plowed through the Sun Belt Conference Tournament Championship without losing a set.
So proud of this group. If you would have told me we would have come in here this weekend and won 9 straight sets, I would have said you're crazy, but so proud of my team, so proud of them.
Expectations for the team entering this season were certainly high, but after 6 conference games, the Cats are sitting at 3-3. But Coach Hewitt believes this team, who has been hobbled with injuries, is just now hitting their stride.
I hate the injury excuse, but we've been really banged up this season and kind of battling some things. But I think you're seeing, we're slowly back to healthy, and I like how we're playing as of late. And so I think we're ready for a good end of the season run here.
One of the players excelling this season is senior middle blocker Jade Defray.
Jade is a high-level athlete. She's just what she can do with her body and how she's trained her whole life. Our strength coach says it all the time. You can tell her to do something and she does it. Like, she has very good muscle memory, very good control of her body.
In addition to playing here with the Bobcats, Defray plays in her home country with the French national team.
I knew the American culture about volleyball was completely different than the French culture, because it's about don't give up, work hard, be strong every day. So I think I'm pretty proud of my decision to come here, because I learned a lot about my mindset.
It's probably the coolest thing as a coach is to see that as her come here as a freshman and kind of learn all about our culture.
Cats on 3, 1, 2, 3, cats!
And then this year, going into her senior year, we got to go to Paris and kind of see where she grew up and meet her family and learn all about their culture.
The Bobcats look to stay successful through the rest of the season. In Strahan Coliseum, I'm Matthew DeLeon with The Zone.
Jade and the Bobcat volleyball team will be back in Strahan on Friday and Saturday, October 24th and 25th, to take on the University of Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. Ethan, you were out late this week covering one of Texas State's homecoming events, weren't you?
That's right, Brooklyn. Have you ever tried to go for a run in the dark?
Oh gosh, that sounds like a bad idea.
Not if you have enough glow sticks. I went to the rugby and soccer fields, which were packed with people ready for a fun run. Here's my story on Boko's Glow Run.
The homecoming festivities are underway as hundreds of students gather for a run. But it's not just any normal run. This run takes place in the dark. Whether it be students here to celebrate their first ever homecoming or upperclassmen just wanting to take part, nothing is better than students coming together as a community to have some fun.
The lights on the football field aren't going to be the only thing glowing this homecoming week, as hundreds of students gather here at the West Sports Field Complex to take part in the 2nd annual Boko Glow Run.
Some students came to this event for fun, but some avid runners like Ellie Tyson took advantage of the university's event for her own reasons.
I wanted to participate because I'm training for a half marathon in February, and I saw this race coming up and thought it looked a lot of fun.
Not only does this event celebrate the kickoff of homecoming, but it also celebrates the community Texas State University has created. Student body president Abby Myers shares her insight.
I think it's special for our community because it blends a lot of sides of campus, because you've got your people who are just really spirited about what's going on campus, and you have your sport clubs, and so it gives students an opportunity to engage with even more of our rec staff, which is a really cool thing. And just know that our university wants to put on events for them that don't necessarily inherently benefit anything other than a fun experience that they'll get to look back on.
This is Ethan Torres with The Zone.
Thanks to the organizers and the runners who welcomed me to this year's Glow Run.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for.
That's right, Brooklyn. The Kentucky Derby is called the most exciting 2 minutes in sports.
But when it comes to excitement, I'll put Chris Oliver's top 5 plays against the Derby any day. Chris, take it away.
I'm Christopher Oliver. It's that time of the year when a lot of sports and championships are happening around the world. Here are my top 5 plays so far this fall. Coming in at number 5, from just around the corner at UFCU Stadium, Texas State hosting the Colonels of Nicholls State. Lincoln Perry takes the handoff from Brad Jackson and scampers 9 yards for the score. Nothing spectacular, but check out the celebratory slide and ball flip. Let's see what the judges have to say. 10s across the board. Over to baseball for number 4, where we usually see slides like that. The dramatic turn with only 1 out to go for a no-hitter. Orioles rookie Jackson Holliday crushes a solo shot to deep right field, killing the no-no for Dodgers Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Oh no, Yamamoto.
Jackson Holliday breaks up the no-hitter with a 2.
At number 3, more college football. The Cougars taking on the Cowboys. The University of Houston at Oklahoma State. This jaw-dropping one-handed touchdown catch by Houston's Dean Connors. Defying defenders in gravity. This play is highlight reel brilliant and the kind of moment fans will replay over and over.
Are you kidding me?
We go to the soccer pitch for my number 2 play. What a match in the Windy City. The Chicago Fire stun little Leo Messi and Inter Miami. Leading 4-3, Brian Gutierrez seals it with a rocket into the top corner, sending the stadium into a frenzy.
Oh, what a finish!
Let's cross the globe to Perth in Australia, inside the octagon for my number 1 highlight. Carlos Oberg versus Dominic Reyes. No real thunder in the first 3 minutes, then Oberg delivers a lightning-fast right hook, knocking Reyes off his feet and out in round 1. First round KO, raw power, and pure precision. So from thrilling touchdowns to knockout punches, those are my top 5 plays of the fall. Brooklyn and Ethan, back to you.
Thanks, Chris. That was amazing.
This whole show was so much fun.
That'll do it for this special international edition of The Zone. We hope to see you again in The Zone for the latest Texas State athletics.
Until then, get out and support your favorite team.